The national flower is the lignum vitae, while the national tree is the blue maho. Have you ever gotten those mixed up? And can you list all the symbols, emblems, national heroes, even some of the landmarks, like the flat bridge pictured behind me? You better brush up on your Jamaican heritage, as today marks the beginning of National Heritage Week, when we celebrate all things Jamaica. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and you are watching Jamaica Magazine. Between the pages today, more on heritage celebrations, plus we go to school. Papine High School's principal, Leighton Christie, is this week's guest on Issues and Answers. He tells us of the plans at his institution. And for you parents, once your child is in school, you're a student yourself. We'll give you some pointers on how to get along with the teacher's body. It's those features and more, so please stay with us. There's a lot to know.
Chikungunya is a viral infection transmitted when an Aedes aegypti mosquito bites an infected person and then bites someone else. Symptoms include high fever, headache, joint pain, muscle pain, and rash. If you suspect that you've been infected, take paracetamol, such as Panadol, Cetamol, and Tylenol. Infants, children under 5 years old, pregnant women, the elderly, persons with sickle cell, and chronic illnesses such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease are at risk for more severe symptoms and must see a doctor for proper evaluation and monitoring. Fortunately, most cases of CHIKV are mild, but if your symptoms worsen, you need to see a doctor. For more info, call 1-888-1-LOVE from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That number again, 1-888-663-5683.
Successfully marrying academics and vocational subjects and enjoying a robust partnership with the University of Technology. The school we speak of is none other than Papine High. As we close off our interviews with principals of outstanding upgraded high schools, the spotlight turns on Leighton Christie. He's leading the charge at the institution that's nestled in the hills of St. Andrew. He's next with Ian Boyne.
Thanks for joining us for Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. We continue to look at non-traditional high schools, particularly those high schools which have been making some progress. Today we look at Papine High School. Its principal, Leighton Christie, is here, and he'll be talking to us about the challenges and changes which have been taking place at Papine. We thank you so much for your company. Mr. Christie, good to have you on the show. We know that you have seen some improvements in the CSEC results. There are also other areas of commendable change at Papine. Let's start with that. Some of the improvements which have been made in the academic performance.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. At Papine High School, we have tried over time to improve what we're doing at the institution in terms of the academic progress of the students. And this is something that we have started a couple of years, not just since last year. Mm-hmm. We have started that for the past 5 or 6 years now. We have been working on that. Now, what we have there now, our focus mainly, we focus a lot on the vocational training. Mm-hmm. And the twin with that now are the core subject areas, the academic areas we also have with that. So we place emphasis too on those because we want when our children leave the institution, they can matriculate into tertiary institution and they can move on into the world of work. Mm-hmm. Now in terms of what we have been seeing, since the recent CSEC results, almost all the subject areas have seen marked improvement.
Yes.
For language, for example, in the area of language, we have seen an improvement over last year, over 40%. We are now up to close to 60% in English language. For the sciences, human and social bio, we have been doing very well in that too. We are over 70%. of the cohort sitting the human and social bias.
Yes.
And we are steadily moving up in that area. You know, the vocational areas, if I touch them, most of the areas are high 90s.
High 90s?
High 90s.
Okay.
Going over into 100% in some areas.
So in the areas of your expertise, which is the vocational, you're doing very well.
Very well in those areas. And if I should just pause to tell you how our curriculum is set at the grade 10 and 11 area. For our students, we offer over 13 vocational skills at the institution. Say, for example, we have a cohort of 250 grade 11 students. All these students will spread across the 13 vocational areas. Hospitality is one area that we see the students gravitating to. So we might have, currently we have well over 70 students doing hospitality. And in the results we have last year, all those students in foods, clothing, management, they have passed in those areas, basically. When we take building construction again, for example, we have 26 students selecting that area, and they're all passing. Construction, woods. That's the sort of thing we have with the vocational areas.
So you're preparing, students to be workers for a growing economy.
Right. And we are also linking our thing with the University of Technology, because they can matriculate into the engineering programs and the hospitality programs at UTech. So we are preparing them for that.
And do you work closely with UTech?
We do work closely with UTech, and they give us a lot of support. On the technical side, I will tell you that we now have a program with the University of Technology, and they are training our technical vocational teachers in computer-aided drawing. And I will tell you that when we started this year, my HOD for TechVoc, he came to me and said, Mr. Christie, you have to get some more tables for examinations for the AutoCAD subject or the technical drawing subjects, because he's going to be sending quite a number of students for that area. So I have to prepare for that, basically. UTech also help us in the area of science. 3 years ago, we introduced physics to our curriculum. And would you believe it, that it's the lecturers from UTech who are teaching the curriculum for physics for us
at Papine?
At Papine. We have a Mr. Ferreira and a Mr. Simpson. They are there. They come over, they prepare the students, and they are the ones who are carrying the physics program straight through to Cape. And then now we are taking it on to move it further. And we also use the lab facilities at UTech on weekends for the students. So that's the sort of support we get from them. University of the West Indies down the road, they also give us a lot of support. Professional development for teachers, we can depend on them. And any program we call on them to support us, they do support us.
So Papine is drawing on the intellectual infrastructure in that geographic area, in that cluster.
Yes, we do.
And you're using that to your own benefit. Leighton Christie is the principal at Papine High School, and he's telling us of the things that are taking place there, the commendable things that are taking place there. There's more that he has to tell us when we come back from our short break.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice. High five. Woo!
A good education will never decay.
Headmaster of Papine High School, Leighton Christie, is with us, telling us of the improvements being made at that non-traditional high school. And of the plans for even further improvements. So significant collaboration with University of the West Indies and UTech. What about Heart NTAs?
We do work with them as well. Interestingly, we have a board chairman who is an educator. She was once the national director for Heart. And she is always there to support us. So the board is on board.
The board is on board with
supporting
you.
us.
What's the, and this is a crucial area. What's the relationship with the parents? Because the parents are key to education, especially in those kinds of geographic areas. What's your relationship with the parents?
The parents, and most schools will tell you, the parents who you want to see are those you'll hardly see. But those who are around, the PTA, they are trying their very best, and they are working with us. The PTA executive, they are on board, they are working with us. We are getting a number of parents to realize that education is important.
That's the important
and
thing.
they too are coming on board. Interestingly, you know, when we started our first PTA this year, I was blown away the number of parents
who turned up
for PTA.
That's a great indication.
And I tell you, we are hoping to continue that. What we find though in meeting with the parents is that when we bring them in on a class basis and on a grade basis, we get a lot of support from them. When we bring them in for the general PTA, sometimes the work issues will come in. So strategically, what we do, we try to bring them in on a class basis, class by class basis, and on a grade basis. We are now implementing what we call the respect agenda. We're starting with the grade 7 students. And Mr. Reginald Boudan, he is working with us. So what we're doing with the grade 7 students now, we are putting them in groups, quality circles. And each quality circle will have, say, 4 students. So when we put the 4 students in a quality circle, the 4 parents also will be in that quality circle. So while the students monitor their behavior, the parents also in that circle, sharing numbers and information with each other, will also be able to monitor what is happening with the children. So these are some of the initiatives that we're using to capture the parents. As you know, our geographical location, the communities we serve Tavern, we serve Kintyre, Augustown. And I will tell you that when you go to Tavern, for example, and you see the number of university children who are in Tavern, and they're boarding and they're renting. Where are they from? Overseas, out of the parish. So I am on a drive now with my parents to let them know that while they board other students in their homes and they go to university, their children too must access university.
So you're saying to them, you can't have your children on the streets or underperforming at the high school level. When right in your homes, people are going to university students.
Yes, and we have to change that.
That's an interesting perspective.
No longer can we allow those children to be walking past the university or walking through. We do not want them to walk through and pick an ackee or to pick a mango. We want them to pass through the university and access education in the walls of the university. And, you know, thinking about the university drive, you know, in getting Papine, for example, to be a university town, we have to play our part as an institution. And that is where we are going.
So that's your vision as a headmaster. You want to reach out to the communities from which your students come, to say to the parents, to say to the people in the area, let us increase the student population at the tertiary institution coming from these areas.
We cannot operate in isolation, you know. We have these institutions around, And for too long, we find parents with, living around institutions and not valuing what those institutions have to offer.
Yes.
So we want to change that sort of mindset. And a number of the parents are on board. They are working with us. And the students, too, are working with us. You know, we try as much as possible when they have the open days at UWI, at UTech, any one of the tertiary institutions, the Northern Caribbean University, any one of them, we expose our children to what is happening, to go out, participate, be a part of it, because they can be quality citizens within this country.
Finally, what impact you want to make on Papine? How do you want to leave Papine High School?
Well, what I want to see Papine High School as one of the institutions of choice.
One institution of choice in the country?
In the country and in that area. And with hard work, our teachers, you know, we operate a shift system. It is difficult.
Yes.
But we have some very hard-working teachers. There are times when you will come to Papine, for example, and you will see teachers there. You ask them which shift they are on. They're on the morning shift.
But they're in the evening.
What time of the day are they there?
Dedicated.
They are there 6 o'clock. School dismissed, they are still there working. These are some of the qualities of some of the teachers we have in the system. And they believe in education, we believe in it, and we can help to change what is happening there.
And you believe that your students can learn?
Of course they can.
They have the capacity?
They have the capacity to learn. And a number of them are learning and doing well. It's a pleasure for me when I walk through the University of Technology and I hear sir, or I walk on UWI campus and I hear sir. It's a pleasure.
Great.
And you know, these are things that we want to do. It can happen.
Yes.
And the more students we can get off the corners, the better it is for us. And as an institution, I will dare say, we do not try to throw them out there. We try to work with the agencies to rehabilitate them. Those who are wayward in their behavior, we work with the agency. I will tell you too, we had a young man who got himself into trouble. He was placed in one of the maximum security prisons for juveniles.
Yes.
He did his CXC there. He got 5 CXC subjects. And when he came back out, we took him back at school and prepared him for CAPE.
Yes.
And he did CAPE, and he got through in some of the areas.
Yes.
We value our students, and we believe that they can do well. 2030 vision is what is on our mind. Good.
And you see none as being irredeemable?
No, we do not see that. We try to work with them.
A determined and dedicated Leighton Christie, principal of Papine High School, telling us about the improvements at the school and of his absolute commitment to continue those improvements. He has been there for 20 years and principal for about three years now. It has been our pleasure to continue this focus on non-traditional high schools. Next week, I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.
Hi, I'm Shauna Helps, Women's Girls School National Junior Sprinter. By now, you should know about the Tablets in School pilot project, in which students and teachers in 38 schools across Jamaica are provided with tablet computers by the government. This message is for those students who will benefit. Remember that the main purpose of the tablets is for improving education. Be conscious of your environment. Don't show off by using it on the road, while walking, or on the bus. Wait until you are at home or in a safe place. And do not use it when you are eating or drinking. Food and liquid on your device will ruin your chance of enjoying the most from it. Students, if you take care of your tablet, it will take care of you.
1 full month has already passed since schools reopened this academic year. Before you know it, it's time to sit external exams. Start studying now. And parents, you have a role to play in ensuring the educational success of your children. Teachers alone can't do it. This next feature provides some pointers for parents as to how you can help your children achieve their best at the books.
Students, teachers, principals. They are the main players in the school environment. But there's another critical group without whom a child's academic success is highly impossible: parents.
If you want your children to come up to something, there has to be a combination, a close relationship between the parents and the school.
The parent is the first and most important teacher in a child's life.
Many will agree to the truth of this statement. Whether through biological parents or guardians, children learn first at home from their caregivers and then express learned habits to the wider society. This is the reason it's so important for parents to actively participate in their children's education.
Many of us are not as good parents as we need to be, you know. Many of us believe that we just send a kid to go to school and give them something and teacher must do the rest. It can't go that way.
When you go to school and you find out from the teacher how your child is doing, if they're weak in an area, then you can always help them better at home. So it's something that is very important. When a child sees their parent coming to school to make sure that they're doing well or to participate in an activity that they're doing, then it says to them, hey, my mom or my dad loves me, or they care about what I'm doing in school.
There are several ways in which parents can play a supportive role at their children's school.
Become a parent volunteer in the classroom, a grade volunteer, and just try to get more involved with the school community. So if there's something going on, if there's an event going on at school, then you can always volunteer in that area also.
You could also become a member of the school's sport program. Start this early and maintain the practice all the way through the various grade levels. Also, develop a relationship with your child's class teacher. His or her phone number should be stored in your contacts book, and it's important to have constant dialogue with the teacher to ensure that your child is performing at their utmost academically and emotionally.
Perhaps there's something, a weakness about your child or a strength that you'd want to communicate to your teacher. Perhaps you want that teacher to know that your child will be better at the front of the class rather than at the back, or pay a little bit more attention in this area. So you go and you communicate that to the teacher, and if throughout the term you're finding that your child is not doing well, you find out what is going on.
Some schools are using social media to keep connected with parents and students. If your child's school has a Facebook account, like their page. Several schools also produce newsletters. Subscribe to their publication. You could even contribute an article or pictures for the newsletter. And one surefire way of being involved at your child's school is by joining the Parent-Teacher Association.
We're trying to re-energize the PTA to involve the teachers more, to involve the parents, where parents can come and talk about their concerns, parental issues, not understanding what's going on right now. So no, the PTA is not just about fundraising and to voice a negative opinion about the teacher. And it's not PA, it's not just Parents Association, it's Parents Teachers Association. So we're encouraging not just parents to come out and attend the PTA, but for teachers to come out so that they can also develop that relationship with parents.
When a parent becomes involved at their child's school, rich rewards await. No doubt the child will excel academically, emotionally, and spiritually. So parents, just as you have worked hard to ensure your children get the necessary school supplies, make sure they also get your emotional support and close personal contact. Check in at your child's school periodically and keep abreast of all the happenings.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review. Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
Yes, it's Heritage Week 2014. Time for some dokono, cane juice, read some Miss Lou poems, and just hold our vibes by a river. If you don't feel like taking a trek to the river, the Culture Ministry, through its agencies, has planned a number of events within each parish so we can all feel patriotic. Come tomorrow, a few parishes, such as St. Catherine, Kingston, and St. Andrew, will kick off an Eastern Experience Heritage Tour. There will be visits to historic sites, such as Sisters Cave, Colbert Castle, Port Royal, and the Bob Marley Museum. On Friday, in St. Thomas, there will be a tribute to Paul Bogle and the martyrs at the Morant Bay Courthouse. Then on Heroes Day, there's a Nanny Day celebration in Moortown, Portland. In between those activities, each parish will be hosting a number of events, such as heritage quizzes and discussions. So go out and express yourself. Relive our traditions as we celebrate Jamaica. For a detailed list of Heritage Week activities in each parish, call the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission at 926-5726.
Miss Lou, you remember you used to tell us that Anansi did have plenty children, Miss Lou? Well, Miss Lou, I find out something about Anansi's children. Yes, the whole of them did have a name. Now, which part of Nancy come from, you know? You can't just have a name. So, you have a name for how you look, or how you behave, or what them think you're going to do. So, Miss Lou, I think that a Nancy first little boy did born into St. Thomas. Our St. Thomas, Miss Lou, for him could have seen trouble anywhere in the world. Yes, so them call him Sea Trouble. And the next little boy now did love fix pothole in a road. Yes, so them call that one road builder. And the other little blackhead boy now, them all had blackhead. Like wriggle me this, wriggle me that. Yes, my father have a whole heap of picnic and all of them come with them head black. I bet you don't know is what that. Yes, so the third little blackhead one now, Miss Lou, him did must be born at Portland. And every time the place flood out, him just drink up the river them. So them call him river drinker. Yes. And the fourth little boy now, the fourth little boy was a bad little boy, Miss Lou. He would love fling rock stone. So what that one name? Rock stone flinger, thank you. And then now, the fifth little boy used to love to cut fish and take out the guts. So what that one did name? Fish cutter. I think you is his mother, yes. You help to name him. And the last little boy, Miss Lou, eat out of everybody plate. Some of this, some of that, some of this, some of that. Till them just nice and fat and round. I bet you don't know him name. No. You can't guess it. He did name Cushion. He did soft like a cushion.
Schools, colleges, businesses need research material for the upcoming heritage celebrations? Look no further. The Jamaica Information Service has all the heritage items you need. Books, flags, posters, CDs and DVDs. Don't wait until the last minute. Get your material today. Visit the Jamaica Information Service at 58A Halfway Tree Road, Kingston, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Fridays. Come in, call, or click to place your order. Email research@jis.gov.jm or call 926-359024.
Here's a thought for the week. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. From writer Ralph Marston, encouraging us to give of our best every day. The information continues to flow on our website, jis.gov.jm, or you can follow us on Twitter at JIS News. Or for more features, visit our YouTube channel at Watch JIS. Join us again tomorrow on this same station. I'm Theodore Henry. Have a peaceful day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.